What's up, everyone? Welcome to the final episode of our Dragon Age campaign. I am so excited. This has been such a blast and so honored to be here and play with all of these amazing individuals. You all rock my socks. But leading you on this very last adventure, I am Sage, your storyteller.
That would make me. I am Zelda. I'm just but a mere player who has got themselves into absolute chaos. In this wonderful game of Dragon Age, I play Sahar, the Kunari mage, and bless their soul, they started off so innocent, so pure, but deals have been made and contracts signed that might not result in butterflies and puppies.
That would make me Casey. I am playing Bahan, the Canary Rogue, and I will say that the journey that has gone from like my intention of just like this kind of quiet, suspicious Canary to like whatever the fuck I have now created that folds humans in half has been wonderful.
I think that makes me Morgan. And I'm playing Emmylou, your human rogue. You're improbably Australian in a world where there have been no Australians to be found. And a whirlwind romance with this side character that I wanted to romance in the actual game and I couldn't. And Sage gave me that beautiful wish fulfillment. And I'm here to have a good time and keep the party together. And I'm excited to see where she goes. And I'm very sad that this is the last one we're ever going to be doing.
And I'm somewhat positive that I'm Riana. And I've been playing Athven, the Dalish warrior dad elf. This has been a dream come true because he's a player character I've used in Dungeons & Dragons and other tabletops that was originally my Dragon Age Inquisitor. So I've had a ton of fun, and I can't wait for him to be done with the madness and kick back with his friends and have a beer.
Yes, and so before we jump back in, tell me what happened last time.
Okay.
That's on our wonderful Emmylou.
Yeah. Okay. So as I was telling the group right before, my first note of our session 12 was, oops, too many lesbians, which is what we decided our band name was going to be. So then we had a plan because prior to this, we had sounded out the rotten council member, the Venatori, Lorenzo Florenzo, and we had found him out to be bad. We cut his hand off, but then we made him live. And we found out all the situation, and we had gotten a couple of... Our new plan was to advocate for a couple of elven council members to replace the odious Lorenzo Florenzo. We put, I think, Ariella on the council. She was grand. And we had a whole bunch of council members, and they apparently were agreeable because I've got, yay, reasonable people rock. We rock.
I remember we had like a plan. Rock. And like whatever our plan was, they were just like, that's what we were going to do anyways.
Yeah. Marvelous.
For the most part.
Wonderful. They were like, yeah, I guess that's fine. Then we moved a whole bunch of the elven population out of the city and took them cross country and basically relocated them to Skyrim, where we now live. And it was great. In the meantime,
Skyrim.
Yeah, is it called Skyrim?
It's not Skyrim.
Oh, I was willing to believe. I'm like, yeah, that's the name. Okay.
My brain is so dumb right now. We took them home, okay? We took them home to Morrowind. And took them home to Morrowind, and now that's where we live. End of story.
College.
Doubling down. And so we took them home, and then I gave Cram a nice bottle of wine. We had some nice, fun, romantic times. Mm-hmm. And what have I got? We got some fancy stuff. We got a bow. We got a dragon bone short sword. We got coats. We got runes. I have get home. Bondage. Mirror. Saharr dreams. So here's the thing. So Saharr had a dream where they talked to the fantastic Mr. Fox, and the fantastic Mr. Fox was like, "Hey, if you want to protect your friends, you can release me, and we'll be pals." And Saharr was like, "Cheerio, that sounds wonderful," and just was like, "Sign me up." So now Sahar's just a teensy weensy bit possessed.
Also
so
really
far,
strong.
So far, so good, because Sahar's like super powerful now, and doesn't need to worry about mana or spell slots or nothing. They're just like boom, 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 super crazy. And then as Saharr was going to little sleepy peepees, the night that we left, they had a dream about a mirror. Or did Fantastic Mr. Fox tell them about the mirror? I can't remember.
It was as your first night back at Skyhold, and as you all were just getting ready, falling asleep in your beds for the first time in like a month.
Mm-hmm.
This black wolf's head shaped stone began to hum with magic, and Saharr had heard within their head. In the basement underneath the castle and through the catacombs is a mirror, and this is what it unlocks. And so that's where we are beginning. You are all about to fall asleep into dreamland, and Saharr receives this message.
I mean, Saharr being themselves, they would absolutely follow through. If it hasn't been clear, questioning and second guessing themselves isn't really a skill. It's nothing that they've really had to learn. It's not a survival tactic. Do they wake upon that message?
Probably. I would definitely say so. Kind of like all of a sudden, I would imagine hearing a voice suddenly in your sleep might be a little jarring. Mm-hmm. Maybe you might not be used to having a passenger, so to speak.
I think if I wake up in cold sweats, it's reasonable. Like the clamminess of your skin and that uncomfortableness as you kind of roll around in your bed and wipe away your sweat. Mm-hmm. We're gonna kind of sit up and get their legs over off the side of the bed. Am I still sharing an apartment with Athven and Tiny Human?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah. Do I wake up then? Or does Audrey wake up?
Is Athven a heavy sleeper or a light sleeper?
With a child, no, I don't think he would be.
So yeah, you hear Saharr sit up in a cold sweat suddenly, and so yeah, you would jolt right awake thinking something's wrong.
There's one. You good? What's up? What?
I'm gonna like pat myself and like reach for the first bushel of herbs, which I think is actually just like some ginger, just like an entire ginger root. So I'm gonna grab that and just like nibble on it a little bit. If I told you that I had to go visit the catacombs, would you help keep me safe?
Yeah.
I don't want to take you away from Audrey. It's just
no, it's fine. It's fine. Like right now?
You know what? If you want to just go back to sleep, I'm just gonna go out in the hallway and go look at myself in the mirror.
Okay. I mean, if you're gonna go do something, just grab me, and then falls immediately back asleep.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's my free passage. Then I will take a little while and I like robes or something. I'll dress myself. I'll line my pockets with some parsley and some mint, even a little bit of basil, and I'll take off down the hallways and navigate somewhere down.
Oh no!
And you feel as almost as if the stone is like a dowsing rod. It's a game of hot and cold, and as you follow the vibrations to where they lead you to be stronger, it leads you down into the throne room, where through a wooden door, set of wooden doors, down through the wine cellar, through another door, through the set of jails, and then through another door through these twisting, rough-hewn caverns that lead into this large cavernous area where you see that there are tons of sarcophagi and tombs that have been sealed shut for millennia, and everything is covered with this thick film of dust and cobwebs. And across the room, you notice that there is just sort of delicately placed on this stone pedestal is this rectangular mirror that comes to a nice sort of pointed archway. And sitting in front of it is none other than the elven apostate Solus, meditating in front of it in what you would recognize as mindfully entering the fade. So you see him sitting cross-legged in front of it.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm gonna try and take a couple steps back, and I know like bumping into a sarcophagi is not noisy, but if there's like a nice urn on top, I would like to knock that over.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you kind of like start to reel back a little bit, and your elbow nudges, the ceramic pots, and you hear it slide off and onto the ground. And he very slowly, very calmly, with the utmost measure, just turns his head over his shoulder to look at you, and waves his hand. No matter. It seems that your dreams have brought you here as well.
Did you have my dream, or did I have your dream?
All dreams are everyone's dreams. It's just a matter of seeking them, of reaching out.
Okay. Have you touched the mirror yet? It was kind of the first thing I wanted to do upon that vision.
I have not yet. I've been meditating here, as it feels as if the veil is just paper thin, and I thought I might be able to communicate with the spirits of this place, that they might elucidate for me what history past, what has happened here, what has transpired, what might unlock this relic.
What have you found?
As I suspect, this is an alluvian. They are doorways, portals that belonged to my people when we were a once great and powerful and the only empire. And I thought I might be able to access one of the ancient elven spirits, but alas, I've heard nothing yet.
And they're gonna kind of look from left to right. I possess some powers. It's not that I'm led necessarily by curiosity, but if I perhaps lent you some of my strength, could you accomplish the task that you so wish?
Yes, I think we might be able to do so. And you feel the stone is like practically vibrating in your hands. Like if you were to set it down, it might vibrate itself off of a surface, off of a table. And you suddenly hear the voice of Imshale whispering into your ear. All you need to do is pass the stone over the reflection and say the magic words. Fenharal, and Anansal, which I will type in the chat.
Thanks. I just wrote my version of what I heard, but Saharr will. So I'm already holding the stone. Like, did
Yeah, it basically had led you.
okay. They're gonna roll it around in their hand a little bit, kind of feeling the texture of it and really considering. Not deeply considering, because that would be unlike Saharr, but Solus isn't. They're not a friend, but they're not the person that they would do everything for. But there is definitely a pull that you described. So tentatively, they'll take a shuffling step forward, and with that stone, slowly reach it forward. Fen Haral Enasal.
And
Nasal. I hope I didn't break it.
and it shatters to the
Ah!
no. Game over. Thanks for
Oops.
coming in.
RIP everyone.
And so, as you pass the stone over this, plain reflective surface, and you whisper the words aloud, and you see suddenly the mirror emits this flash of blinding light, and you feel the raw force of a wave of magic erupt as it almost kind of pushes you physically back a few steps. And then the reflective glass shifts to a cool, scintillating blue. And it appears like a doorway full of this light that you could just pass through.
Without thought, they step forward.
And as you sort of, first reach your hand through the mirror, and you can't see where it leads you, but you step through, and it feels as if you're passing underneath a waterfall, but still you remain dry, as you feel this cool magic cascade over you. And revealed before you is a well-hewn stone hallway illuminated by sconces containing this very kind of mysterious blue fire. And you see the pathway ends abruptly, just leading into a hungry abyss. And you see Solus steps in behind you onto the other side.
Is this normal? This is what was meant to happen?
Yes, it appears that you possess some key that has awakened the Alluvian. These mirrors, these relics, they have remained dormant for millennia. This is the beginning of a path to the seat of civilization.
A path to what?
To the ancient civilization of the elves of Arlathan.
Okay. I mean, I'm just happy to help. I don't really understand that. I have a friend who's Elven. We went on a whole journey to kind of help them and help some people and like help the person with the glowy hand. What's their name again?
Yes, Elendar.
Yes, we helped out their family. So like, yeah, I think this is really in line with what I've been good at. I am an inquisitor after all. I mean, no, what am I? I'm a bird? A rook. Or a bird. A rook works.
The bird, the rook. Yes, and so you all are standing here for the moment. Athven, it's been 10 minutes or so.
I'll wake up again.
Saharr hasn't returned.
All right, he'll wake up and he'll like notice and be like, this is probably bad. And he'll get out. He's just gonna assume Audrey's okay for what he suspects will just being a little bit, right?
She's knocked the fuck out. You hear the tiny little baby snores as she's lying on her back.
I mean, he's not suspecting anything. He's just got to go get his friend from the catacombs, which honestly isn't too out of normal. Like, I just don't think there's anything he can suspect. Are Bahan or Emmylou's quarters on the way?
Yeah.
All right.
I would say so.
Yeah, okay. He's gonna wake him up. He's gonna say, I got a little bit of intuition, and I'm just gonna get a couple people. So who's first?
I would say Bahan and Rivka. Their stead is the next immediate.
Okay, he'll knock on the door.
Yes.
Hey, sorry to wake you and Rivka. Saharr said something about going to the catacombs, and they haven't been back for, I don't know, maybe like 10-15 minutes. So I just have a feeling. I was wondering if you would be willing to go down there with me and check on them.
Sure, but Sahar is an adult, and 15 minutes isn't very long.
Yeah, but Saharr is also Saharr. And
I don't know what you're implying by that. Bahan starts to like put on their armor.
he says, well, you know how when we start to do things, bad things start to happen?
Yes.
I just get the feeling this is one of those bad things, you know?
I will go with you because you are my friend and Sahar is my friend, but I genuinely think you are overreacting to 15 minutes.
Okay, that's fair enough. It might have been 20, if that makes a difference.
It does not.
Okay. I left Audrey, so it will be fast, don't worry.
Do you want me to see if Rivka will go over and watch Audrey in case?
I know you're patronizing me, but
I am not patronizing you. I am being a genuine friend right now. Can you not tell by the tone of my voice my emotions?
Bahan, I gotta say, you're probably one of my dearest friends, and I trust you with just about everything in my life. But no, in the almost year that I've met you, I still can't tell just about anything. You are a blank wall, and that's not a bad thing. But I'm just, you know, no inflection.
There is just no expression change on Bahan's face, and you cannot tell what they are feeling about this. And they go to Rivka, and they're like, Rivka.
Yeah?
Would you mind going to Athven's quarters and watching Audrey?
Oh, yeah, sure. I'll scoop her up and I'll lay her in bed here. It'll be easier. And she like puts on a robe and puts on her slippies. It heads out.
Thank you. I'm gonna go get Emmylou too, because what is it? What is the expression? Don't split the party. That's
I don't know that expression.
The Inquisitor says it all the time. Anyway.
Well, okay.
Right, and you can go and find the basically apartment that Emmylou and Krem are shacking up in.
I'm gonna knock.
You hear like a sudden kerfluffle.
Okay.
And like a giggle, and then Emmylou will crack the door open like this much and be like, "Hello,
Hey.
hi."
This is gonna sound weird. Sorry about breaking up your sleep,
Sure, we'll go with that.
but I'm kind of worried about Sahar. Oh, already Bahan's here. I
Sahar.
want to go.
Okay, no, that's okay. Let me put clothes on, and I gotta and she'll like look back and be like, I gotta undo some knots, and I'll meet you out here in about 5 minutes.
We'll be here.
Okay, cool. And she'll just close the door, and then there's a lot of rummaging. 5 minutes later, she pops out. Okay.
All right. Sorry. I hope you can get back to it soon.
That's okay. He'll wait. Don't have a choice right now. All right.
Oh, it's so good.
All right.
All right,
And
so
let's head down.
you all can reconvene after some kind of trial and error, since you don't have a magical stone guiding the way. You're like, is it this door? No, that door leads to the kitchens. Oh, wait, no, I think we gotta, okay, wait, go over here. Okay, no, try this one.
Can I say that what really sells it for us is like, oh, there's a bit of parsley there. Oh, look, there's a bit of ginger there. There's a little trail.
Does
little
it smell-
trail of...
Does it smell like mint?
Yeah.
Follow the smells. A little herby. Yeah, we're good. Okay, yeah, it's minty. You're good. Peppermint. Right direction.
And so yeah, after you pick up some clues of some discarded herbs and catch the whiff, you eventually all find your way back in down into this large cavernous area full of just tombs and sarcophagi and memorials and such, and you see a mirror that is shimmering with blue magic and no sight of Saharr.
They went through that, right?
Oh,
They totally went through that.
Did Saharr say anything?
No, they woke up from a dream.
Okay.
I mean, okay, let's look at the facts. Woke up weird. Asked me to go, then told me to go to sleep. You guys noticed that they were like really different for a while, right?
No.
I mean, it
Like-
kind of falls within the scope of Sahar, I feel.
Yeah.
Nothing's really weird for Sahar.
No, what would be weird for Sahar is if they stopped caring about plants. Then I would feel concerned.
Yeah, that would be
you
weird.
got a point.
They didn't say anything else about what they were doing.
Going down to the catacomb. Did they mention a mirror? Yeah. All right. I was asleep. But I'm pretty sure they mentioned something about a mirror.
Oh, okay. Well, there's a mirror.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay. Well,
you all are debating.
Wait, before that, Athven would know what this is, right? Or no? Was that more of a magic and first and stuff?
A cunning history or arcane lore check, because while it is elven in nature, the Dalish have such a fragmented understanding of,
it's true,
of
and
their
he
history.
is a dumb jock. So
Yeah, and depending on whether or not Athven would actually care.
Okay, so I don't have a focus on history or anything, and my magic is 0.
So yeah, roll your 3d6 and add your cunning score.
first roll the finale.
I'm pretty
Let's make
cunning.
it a good one.
That's 2, 6, a 2, and a 3.
I feel like you shouted 4 numbers. What did you get?
Oh, plus 3.
Oh.
Thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
2 6s, a 2,
and
a
a
3.
5. Yeah.
17. Well, that's pretty good. So you do recognize is that this is definitely elven. This is definitely elven craftsmanship. This is probably an alluvian, though you have absolutely never seen one. You have only heard tale of their existence.
All right, he'll relay that and add holy shit somewhere in there.
Saharr, you are standing just on the other side of this mirror. And though you are only just on the other side, you do not hear the conversation of your companions in the adjacent room, what
Okay.
might be considered adjacent. And so before you is this like 20-foot long hallway that suddenly ends abruptly, seeming to just step into the abyss.
I kind of get a feeling that if there was an emotion that this environment elicited, it would just be like anxiety, like especially upon that sight. Sahar is going to kind of like dig into their pockets and look for something a little familiar. And if memory serves, I think Emmylou made me some mittens. So they're
Definitely.
just they're just gonna like they're almost like safety like a safety jacket or like what dogs have. So they're just gonna slide their mittens on and look over at Solus. Do we continue forward?
And Scylla says, yes, I. And he pulls on the sconces, they're like the removable torches, and he removes one and says, yes, I believe we need to merely trust ourselves. And you see him walk to the edge of this hallway and step, catching him. But a half second later, you see a stone step appear underneath his foot.
Oh, that's not scary. Okay. And they're gonna do their best to follow suit. There's a bit of shaking with their hands and the rattling of the sconce as they try to unhook it. Okay, trust, just like I trust my friends. I can do this. And they're gonna go ahead and take a step forward.
And sure enough, a step unravels before you, catching you.
Oh, wow. This is not a good way of transportation. Okay. Oh, just take one more step forward.
And again, you feel the comfort of ground beneath you.
How far is Solus now? Have they like made it?
He's about 10 feet in front of you. You see, like, it's so hard to perceive distance because it is just pure dark blackness, just consuming void. And some amount of distance away, you see another small kind of platform that leads you on. And yeah, so he's about 10 feet in front of you as these stone steps continue to unravel before you.
Okay. Please don't go too fast. I don't know this area. And I'll do my best to kind of stay close to them, eyeing that platform that's appeared.
Yeah, and he'll definitely like slow his steps down to make sure that you're only like one or two behind him. And he says, "Yes, I of course. Tell me, what does this place feel like to you?"
Can you tell me what it feels like, or would you like to know what I think it feels like?
Yeah, definitely. What is, as you're greeted with this arcane mystery of these unraveling steps, how is Saharr handling this? What is,
Intense vertigo. Absolutely. That almost like when you're up, like you have that high altitude and breathing starts to become a little difficult. There
Mhm.
is the pounding of their heart. They can feel like the blood rushing in their ears. They can feel their pulse in their hands. Oh gosh, feeling like anxiety, nervousness, anticipation. There's definitely a sense of needing to know what is to come.
And as you kind of like relay all of this, and he goes, interesting. I feel perhaps it's because perhaps maybe this is a Kunari and I'm an elf, or maybe given our difference in age, but this to me seems a wonderful paradise. It appears quite different from what you say, and you all continue onward through a spiral of a twisting path that shifts onto itself with sharp turns until eventually, praising what powers that be, you reach the next platform, and you see that lining this long hallway are dozens of 15-foot tall statues of elven mages and warriors who are decorated with, fine robes and weapons, that leads to another alluvian. For the three of you standing outside, what do you all do in this situation?
Well, having established that, this is a mirror and that's where Sahar was looking, I'm going to go through it. Kind of like a tap, tap, okay, and through.
And you step through and you see what I described for Sahar, this very beautifully hewn stone hallway that just ends abruptly into abyss, and you catch just the faintest sound of Sahar's like as they step.
Okay. No, is Sahar just in front of me, or are they gone to the next
They're
platform?
they're down at
They're
at the
gone.
next platform, which is
Okay.
you can't see it from here.
Okay. So
Athven would have stepped in after.
We'll also step in.
And you all see very much the same thing. And there are 4 sconces on these walls, and you see that 2 of them have had torches lifted out of them. But there are another 2 that remain illuminated with this mysterious kind of blue fire.
Should we take a torch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder why Sahar took 2.
Yeah, I wonder why Sahar took 2. I don't think Athven was smart enough to come up with anything. Sahar took 2.
I can't imagine.
1 for each horn.
You shove them on there. That would be so cool.
Bahan, what was that?
I can't imagine Sahar would take 2. Then our horns aren't terribly good for long-term holding.
No, that was
there.
And
that was a joke. But
I also, because they wouldn't be able to reach for any of their herbs if necessary, if they had to hold 2.
yeah, that's true.
Conclusion, there's somebody else here. Is Sahar with them? Who knows?
All right. Smart.
I am intelligent.
Sound reasoning. God, this place is incredible.
Yeah, I feel like I should be having like a moment, because this is like my race and all. But to be honest, I just don't care. I'm pretty tired, so let's just keep going.
Valid.
And we'll find Sahar, and I don't know, I'll have like a breakdown later.
Okay, sounds fair. So Emmylou's going to go to the edge of the platform and see nothing, right?
Yep, absolutely nothing.
Okay.
Just a dark void.
Well, who wants to go first?
Athven's gonna grab Bahan's hand and then step a foot out.
Aww.
And with your rock behind holding your hand, you step a foot out, and sure enough, a stone step catches you.
All right.
Okay.
I am so relieved because I was going to say that I assumed Sahar had fallen into the abyss.
No, I heard them just a little bit.
Oh.
Oh, let's go then. Shit, maybe we'll
Yeah.
catch up.
So, as quickly as someone who looks like they genuinely believe the floor's going to drop out of them at every moment.
Oh no,
Yeah.
you froze.
There is a storm happening where we are.
Oh no.
Ah, that makes sense.
I
It
feel
is
like you got the
highly
storm that we
possible.
just had.
It's possible. Did
We
you
sent it your way.
Oh no! Why would you do that to us?
I didn't
Oh.
want it. Oh,
You froze for
I'm
a
back.
second, but now you're back.
You guys froze, and I was upset. And I was like, "No, I have an Ethernet cable."
ah!
I was saying
No.
I think it's probably the storm.
Oh yeah, it's been raining like Billy-O all day. Here in, not in the part of Ferelden that's named Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm. My favorite part of Ferelden.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you all step forward, having to catch your breath and hold that knot in your stomach as you all continue to step forward. To Athven, this place, you hear this warm kind of humming that pervades this whole space. It feels like it's almost like a warm blanket of sound has just comforting you, and you feel this rightness rise up in you as you continue to step through these stairs down to this next platform, and it just seems so easy to traverse this place, like it's second nature. To Emmylou and Bahan, this is, you get the feeling like I'm not meant to be here.
Emmylou is probably going to have the same similar response that Sahar did and feel it just a tad barfy,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
a little bit.
reasonable.
Bahan is like, I would like to get out of here.
Yeah. It's beautiful. It's absolutely stunning. I want to leave as soon as possible.
And Sahar, you see this long hallway flanked with statues and stretch out before you, with this alluvian at the end, and the stone in your pocket hums again with excitement.
Solus, am I meant to perform the same task? How many mirrors are there? How far must we travel?
I'm not certain. This place is a legend. No one has explored this in who only knows how long, but there is probably some sort of central corridor, perhaps, that we could pass through, that we might be able to awaken all of the alluvians. Perhaps we might have to keep traveling through this labyrinth before we can find it.
I was planning on sleeping tonight. Solus, it's not that I don't want to help, but is there a rush to complete this task?
Forgive my excitement. I suppose not. If we wish this, probably, I mean, if we could head back, or certainly this appears here to be a good enough spot to rest as well.
Is there anything pulling me? Like, Do I still have that sense that I need to keep going?
There's definitely, I wouldn't say like a sense of urgency, but there is this sort of sense that like, the desire for knowledge to keep exploring, I would definitely say, as you feel like the sort of inner voice behind you kind of urges you a little bit more and more forward.
Okay, one more Illuvian, and then we should probably turn back.
Yes, I mean, of course. Now that it is, the initial one has been awakened, I can't imagine all of the possibilities that to be able to return to this place. Yes, one more, he says.
Okay. Similar to earlier, Saharr will take that nervous shuffle forward, and with the stone wrapped around their palm, they kind of grip it with their clammy hand and say the words Fen Harel Enansel.
And it shimmers again like the very first one. And you are able to pass through. Athven, Emmylou, and Bahan, you reach the platform just as you see Sahar waving the stone over Amir.
Oh,
And
Sahar.
and does Sahar pass through?
I don't know. I would yell, "Oh, Sahar!"
You
I
also
don't-
see Solus.
Oh, hey, Solus.
Oh, that guy. Never talked to him in my fucking life.
Who is that bald man?
No, don't be rude. We've met him.
When?
Not very
Yeah.
nice, but like we've met
I've
him.
never met him. He's just like stood up by the Inquisitor and like ooh, all the time.
I don't know who
He looks
that
like this.
is.
Like, ooh.
I've never seen that man before in my life.
No,
I'm
he
sorry,
stands up. He
you
stands
walk
up on the
past him in the
pedestal all
street.
the time, and he's like, mm.
I wouldn't even know. I'm sorry to this man.
And Sahar, you see your friends who have
mocking
run to meet
this
you.
bald man.
Nope, they froze. Just as kind of like I step in, I look back and I see them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I mean, I'm still gonna step forward, but there's gonna be like a bit of a look of confusion, like, oh, didn't know we're gonna be here.
Oh, we're at the same party. Oh, weird.
Oh,
no. I can't hold the door. Sorry. Later.
The elevator door is closing. You gotta mouth it though, because nobody can hear you anyways. Like, we've all been there.
Yes, and so Sahar, you pass through to the other side, and you see that this Illuvian leads you into a large chamber that is lined with tons and tons of stone shelves that have thousands of bottles of all different shapes and kinds, and you smell this just plethora of smells of all these different herbal concoctions and perfumes. And you see that in the floor are these huge round kind of shallow tubs that are lined with metal, and next to each tub there's probably about like 10 or so tubs, and next to each tub is this large white marble slab that's just big enough to hold like the average human or elf size to lie perfectly on top of it.
Of course.
Someone's gonna get sacrificed. Someone's
Yeah, I
gonna
don't
get
like that.
sacrificed. Can I tell you, the second you said baubles, I was like, oh no. Bahan and Sahar are gonna rob the shit out of this place.
Give and take. I mean, with that being said, the first thing that they spy that has the most pungent odor, they would like to swap for a root of chewed on ginger.
Yeah, what kind of catches your eyes at your nostrils at first is you see or smell this concoction of tobacco, valerian, and marigold.
Ooh.
Like one of those fancy candles that you burn once and the wick is like really shitty and you can't dig it out again. But you paid a lot of money and you're like digging at it and it's not pretty again.
This
but-
candle
it's
was
like-
$40 for some reason. Like,
And it's like 3 feet tall, and you got to get
Yeah.
the special lighter or the matches, and you're just like, motherfuck.
Yeah.
This is relatable content. Apparently there's like a very specific way to light a lighter or light a candle that like makes it burn better, so you don't have that wick issue. I don't know the culture of candles yet, but it is something I've encountered and I should probably learn.
Hit us up on
Interesting.
Twitter, candle
Yeah.
culture.
I love learning about all these cultures, all these like subcultures, and learning how I've been doing everything wrong and how a whole new group of
Right.
people will hate me for something that I didn't even know.
I've been lighting all my candles for about a year with my culinary blowtorch, so I'm sure that's not the way to do it.
It's really good.
That's
a
the
good my
best way.
parents do
I
that.
love it. I mean, it's getting used.
You can only make so many creme brulees, let's be honest.
Mm.
That shit takes
Also-
work.
Also, cheating at mac and cheese when you probably should have left the mac and cheese a little bit longer in there and it hasn't gotten the brown spots yet. You can just like,
That's
That's
really funny.
great.
I have learned the hard time if you do that for too long, though, it tastes terrible.
Mm,
yeah.
I believe that.
Trial and
Butane.
error.
Well-
You live and you learn. Yes.
I like the idea of you welding your mac and cheese.
With like the mask and like
Oh.
arc welding noodles.
Oh, I love it.
Love that.
That's a subclass right there.
For sure.
Noodle welder.
Noodle welder. All right.
Brings me joy. Yeah, with that now in their pocket, they're gonna turn to Solus. My friends are here. Can they be in a place like this?
I mean, they are here, and certainly I have no problem with it as long as they are, of course, are respectable and respectful of the sacred place.
Do they come through then?
Come through, Ivy. Sorry. So yeah, do you all pass through behind Sahar and Solus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And immediately Athven says, "What the fuck is this place?"
Bahan is going to immediately reach to steal the nearest shiny thing.
You see that there, like, everything in here is fucking ancient, and it seems almost as if it has been turned inside out. You see lots of scattered bottles everywhere, piles of rubble, and definitely, but what you do notice is that all of the for each tub there is like a faucet with fixtures. You know that all of these are they are pure gold, and there are many fine like bottles that are made out of expensive crystal or precious gems.
What is small enough I can fit it in my pocket, but also looks super shiny? And I'm not going necessarily for expensive here. I'm more like a crow.
For
Or
sure,
a
for sure.
magpie.
Yeah, a magpie.
Grabby hands. You see that there is one bottle that it catches the light of the blue torches, and you see it's probably made out of diamonds, and it just sparkles brilliantly.
That's what I'm taking.
Can I roll to see if I do know what this place is or any other clue? 'Cause
Yeah,
both
definitely.
Riana and Athven are stumped.
For sure. Yeah, make a let's see, probably like maybe cunning history or etiquette also would work.
I'll do cunning. Emmylou, you might want to do it too, just to see if one of us will know.
Yeah, Emmylou's a little overwhelmed at
Oh,
everything.
and or cultural lore. That's a
Yeah,
big one.
that's Emmylou's wheelhouse. So
Would cultural lore be under?
That's a cunning
It's a
skill.
cunning. Okay. So, I got 14.
Emmylou got 17.
So, what definitely comes to mind for the both of you is that this is with all of the perfumes and the bottles containing a variety of herbal concoctions and the baths. This is probably a place where the dead were prepared.
Yeah.
Okay.
Couldn't have been a bathhouse, could it? No. Had to be the embalming room.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh.
And Athven being able to read Elven, you definitely see like there are some very common herbal concoctions that you're like, oh yeah, of course. When our people pass, these are common herbs that we use to prepare our dead. But like this is just pure opulence.
Fancy.
I mean, so welcome to the catacombs.
Yeah.
I don't think we're in the catacombs anymore.
Oh no, we definitely aren't.
Yeah.
Not by any means. But it made for a good introduction.
Yeah, where are we and what are we doing here?
And how did you? He's gonna look at both of them because I'm assuming Solus is near Sahar as well. Like, how did you get the alluvians to work?
And Bahan, what did you want to say?
No, Bahan is just standing back there looking absolutely normal, but inside this is what's happening. What? Where are we? What is any of this? What are you doing? Who is this Eggman?
Cuckoo.
Cuckoo.
But on the outside, Bahan is just like,
Oh, Bahan, we love you.
inside is a storm, outside is calm.
Solus, he needed my help mostly, and I had a dream. That doesn't really explain what here is. I didn't quite understand, Solus, but you told me your interpretation of this place is quite beautiful, whereas I don't think I see the same thing.
Athven, you see everything dazzles brilliantly with almost this effervescent glow. To the rest of you, to my non-elven companions, this is like the light in here causes these twisted and dark shadows. It feels menacing, and you like it is uncomfortable.
Right.
But Saharr, the thing that you do notice that does kind of perhaps catch you as odd is when you read these labels on these bottles to see the ingredients, you see them first as Elven script, which is at first inscrutable, but shifts inside your mind to be able so that you can read it.
Is there a bottle? Oh gosh, what do you embalm somebody with? I just want like one substance.
Formaldehyde.
Honey.
Frankincense? Is that one of them?
Frankincense and myrrh?
Sure.
I don't know what frankincense is, but it sounds great. So I want to pick up
Let's
a
go
bottle.
with it.
Yeah, frankincense and myrrh, and I'm gonna hold it over to Athven. I can read this. This is frankincense and myrrh. I think maybe you know more about what's happening here. Sorry, I'm expressing some confusion.
Okay, he'll take a bottle and he'll read it, and it's in Elven, and he's okay. He's gonna show it to Emmylou and Bahan.
It's a pretty bottle, and it looks like there's some script on it, and it means absolutely nothing to me.
I can't read. That.
What? Oh, okay. Just this?
read that
All right,
now.
wait, later.
Just that.
Don't
Just
worry
that.
about Bahan can read. Don't worry. They read me a letter before.
Okay. All right.
They read,
So wait,
they
is
read
this...
some research notes. Or at least pretended to.
Mhm.
You're right, you're right.
You know what you don't know is that Bahan was just like making
Making
up
it up?
everything in that letter. It was just
I mean, Sahar was convinced. Sorry, go ahead, Athven.
Athven's gonna like look over and he will address Solus. He will say, "Is this a magic thing?
Sorry, what magic thing?
Like this situation, this like reading?"
And he's been kind of like wandering like pensively, with his hand on his chin and kind of admiring everything and picking over all of these ruins. And as you address him, and he turns and he turns to Sahar and says, and he raises an eyebrow and he kind of clicks his tongue and he says, "Ah, I see that you've taken on a new teacher, perhaps?"
This is mage stuff. Should we maybe talk about this mage stuff over in that hole where they embalm people?
Just go sit in the tub.
And he says, "Certainly, I could, if you desire privacy, I can cast an aura of silence over us so that the others might not hear, if that would make you more comfortable." And he motions to the others, like, if you all don't mind.
I mean, Saharr, is this
You don't
something?
trust us?
Yeah, we're rooks. We're tame.
It's not so much that I don't trust you, but rather I might have taken steps to ensure that I can always be of service to you, to ensure that I can always help and protect. And I didn't get to sleep a whole lot last night, but before I had the dream, I remember I fell asleep thinking about my actions and whether or not they were the right one. And I've never considered any of my actions twice, so I think I'm feeling shame and guilt, perhaps, but
Oh,
Sahar, you're scaring me.
I've taken on some magical assistance.
okay. So let's see the new teacher.
Oh, no. Solus and I just met tonight. He was sleeping by the mirror. A spirit and I are sharing this body right now.
Sahar.
Oh.
But it's been wonderful. Nothing bad has come of this yet.
How is there enough space in your body for two souls?
Oh, you make room.
I always assumed a soul was the shape of your entire body. Is that not? I look at Solus, and I go, "Is that not how that works? I don't understand."
Well, if you're open to sort of certain things, possession need not be always a malevolent thing. There, in the Avar tribes, there are those who take on spirits who are who are teachers who teach the mages how to control their powers, on how to fight off possession from malevolent spirits. So, outside of the oppression of Chantry teachings, this is a relatively common practice.
Yeah, so back when I lived in the Free Marches, I used to travel around a lot. And at one point, I was over in a city called Kirkwall. Might have heard of it. Met a really nice doctor, really great. He also had a spirit in him, and he blew up a whole bunch of people.
I don't think that this will be the same at all.
Okay.
This was a pact made for good causes, for good reasons. I have to believe there was goodness in the spirit.
Okay.
Who
When
is the
did this
spirit?
happen?
2 nights. We haven't slept much. It
Um,
was recent.
in game time, it would have been about a week and a half ago.
No, a little over a week.
When
Oh.
we were in
Waiko? Is that what you were
Yes.
sleeping with? Because you weren't sick with the sickness.
Yes,
Oh.
that's true. I do appreciate everybody taking care of me. That was wonderful, but
Okay.
Who is the spirit? Sahar.
Ishmael?
Imshale.
Imshale.
I was gonna say the guy from Moby Dick.
that was the joke, right?
Yeah, he did say, "Call me Imshale."
Oh, I don't think I was here when that.
Oh, you were not.
Oh,
you
you're
were
right,
not.
you
That's
weren't.
right.
Does that name ring any bells?
Yeah, right? Does it ring any bells?
This will be an extremely difficult check, but if you want to make an arcane lore or religious lore check for cunning,
Oh,
Mhm.
shit.
I don't have either of those things. Can I just make a cunning check?
yeah.
I'm
Mhm.
gonna fail, but
Cunning check. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
12.
I got a 7.
17.
Ooh.
18, 19. I got a non-natural. Well, that doesn't matter. I got a 20.
Holy shit! Wow.
Wow.
Okay. Okay.
Man.
9.
Athven. Oh, actually, Emmylou, while you're kind of thinking about this, I would love if you would roll a perception empathy check.
Yeah. I do have a bonus in that. I rolled like piss, though. So I rolled, I believe, a 14, and I rolled doubles, and I've got a 1 on my dragon die. I
Okay.
don't know if that matters at all.
All right. So if we're all right, we'll hold that for a second. Athven, when you hear the word Imshale, it occurs to you that the last time there was a sort of great meeting of all of the Dalish clans, that you had heard some rumors that one of the clans, Clan Viernan, that their keeper was looking to obtain elven artifacts and lore, and that there was definitely the hint that they were going to try and summon a spirit by the name of Imshale to gain access to these artifacts. You don't know any beyond that. You don't know any history, but that is something that you do recall. Emmylou, as you're kind of mulling this over and trying to be like, oh, do I know this name? After Saharr had said the name, you kind of catch the glimpse of Solus's normally very stoic face, but you see that as he hears that name, he cannot help but to arch an eyebrow and looks just his gaze is immediately drawn towards Saharr in this kind of flash of like surprise, maybe a little bit of concern.
Okay. Now, I don't know too much about this, but you do. So what do you know?
Athven will relay that he'd heard it once and everything. Be like, but if someone knew more.
And he takes a moment to sort of collect his thoughts, and he says, that, according to your chantry teachings, is a very powerful spirit indeed, an incredibly ancient spirit who has been here before the creation of this earth, before humankind.
Ah.
What one might call an archdemon.
Oh.
I didn't get those vibes when I met them.
Huh.
Definitely not.
Athven's gonna sit down on the floor. Athven's gonna take a
Emmylou
sit.
is gonna do the Jake Peralta. Cool. Wonderful, great, cool, grand.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
No doubt.
The fact that you have taken on the spirit,
They had but one task for me. I believe this was the. I mean, they wanted to be broken up the circle, and I did it. And am I gonna be okay?
he kind of nods and mulls over his words carefully in his mind. You can see he's kind of visibly mulling over words, and he says, to extract a spirit of that power from you will be difficult, if at all possible. You will have to find a way to split willingly, or you might die in the process of exercising this if you do not wish it.
I mean, follow up. Can I live with this archdemon?
Oh, certainly. And if the relationship has been amicable so far, I mean, I see no reason that it shouldn't. He is known as a spirit of choice, and as long as you provide interesting choices.
Well, I think a good reassuring thing is that Sahar makes interesting choices all the time.
Yep.
So that's not anything to be worried about. So maybe the Inquisitor can help because they've got that fade handy thing. Maybe.
Oh. Yeah.
Perhaps. I believe that this is also an area of their expertise, as they, what I've spoken with them about, that they study the use of blood magic to cure the taint, to cure corruption, to exorcise demons. Damn it, Casey.
I'm 5 years old. I'm sorry.
I know, every time I say it, I'm like, keep a straight face. I'm like, taint.
Especially gotta exercise that taint.
Gotta exercise the taint.
God. Oh, Dragon Age, why do you do this to me? I blame
gotta
you. Cleanse. It's
cleanse
very,
the taint.
It's very important.
Anyway,
Proper magic. I blame you, Patrick Weeks. I'm coming for you.
Why would you name it that though?
well, okay, but so you had a dream that took you here, and
He also had a dream that took him here.
yeah.
Solus did, yes. Yeah, we met fortuitously.
Okay. So, can you ask Ismail questions?
I could try to speak to Imshil. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
good morning. Good night. Time. Hello. I've just learned some information about you.
Oh, sure.
That has inspired much fear and consternation.
That's common.
Oh, good. Good. Are you happy here?
Oh, yes, I find you to be a fascinating being. I'm quite happy to reside here.
Okay. I mean, I'm happy with the arrangement too.
Oh, good.
I do believe in sharing and peace. I just want to know that you can ensure that I will not. Please don't kill my body.
Oh, I would not do that if your body was killed. Well, then I wouldn't get to walk around anymore, and I'd have to return to my boring and dreadful existence in the Fade. And I'm just so tired of being there.
Okay. Well, then let this be an agreement. As of today, I'm going to trust you, Michelle. The title of Archdemon comes with a lot of power and a lot of threat, but I've not one to be cowed by such. If you truly believe and can show yourself to be of decent blood, then please let us share this body.
Oh, sure. Yes, Archdemon. Yes, it's a big, scary title. Your human chantry does bear quite a bit of baggage, but I mean, I am a being beyond space and time. I was one of the very people who helped shape this world. And if those silly people who believe in one true God, they don't want to hear about anything else. And so that is why I insist on being called my proper title, a mere spirit of choice. As your friend here, Solus, has said time and time again, that a spirit is only corrupted and turned to a demon when its purpose is corrupted. You all see Saharr kind of having this like internal conversation.
Facial confusion as their face goes through like the motions. The last question they will pose internally will be, can you help me seal the rift?
If that is what you desire, of course.
Turning to the others, I'm going to continue and share my space with this spirit. I believe good things can come of this. And one of these things is I think we can do our duties as rooks and help the Inquisitor seal that rift. We can end this. Isn't this what we all wanted?
And Solus nods and he says, a most admirable position. I applaud you. Many others would cower in fear and beg for mercy from Templars, but
I mean, a Templar once tried to poke my eye out with the sword. I think there was other goals, but I've never had a great time with them.
He nods in empathy.
Yeah. Do we return? Do we continue forward? I think I require some guidance here from the superior mage.
And Solus will say, well, certainly we have learned much here already. If we all wish to rest and return to this, but I do insist that we do return.
Yeah. We'll all go. I'm assuming.
I mean, please. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So, do you all want to head back and get a nap in?
Like 1 hour of sleep.
Yeah, but walking back to our room with Saharr, it's gotta be a little weird.
I would imagine. There's definitely a tension hanging in the air.
It's like technically you're 2 people now, so like maybe that person's also got to pay rent.
They only pay rent to me, so
Yeah.
Also, that's up to Athven. That he's their roommate. So
it's true.
I would argue that Imshale is like the Audrey of Sahar.
That's true. He doesn't think. Also, I want to believe that the Inquisition would not make us pay rent.
It was a
No.
joke. It was a joke.
But
Can you imagine? Yes, please save us, and then also you have to pay $400 a month.
You have to pay to be here.
I mean, if it wasn't set in Dragon Age, there's a lot of places you'd see that.
Capitalism.
Ah,
As
it's
Varric would say, that's feudalism for you.
God bless that man.
I missed him.
It was such a simpler time. We were just fighting demons.
He's somewhere at the camp. We can get him in the morning.
Yeah.
Get a smooch.
We can bring him with us to be our official trip bard.
Our
Chronicle.
emotional support bard.
Emotional support body, yes. ESB.
Okay.
Yeah, so you all can head back, get perhaps a fitful and uncomfortable rest, I imagine, after all that you've learned and have seen.
Yeah.
But rest
Lots of
nonetheless.
tossing and turning.
All right, well, do we want to call it a 10-minute break while we take all this in?
Yes, I could
Yeah.
use some tea.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll be back in a moment.
All right, we'll take 10 and we will be back to continue our finale. Wow. Welcome back, everyone, from our break in our final episode, episode 13 of our Dragon Age campaign. We've all had, your characters have all had a nap. We've all got some drinks, gone to the bathroom. What is, how are your characters all feeling? How are they processing this? We all just learned a lot of information.
Athven is going to talk to Sahar pretty soon. So if anybody else wants to do anything before we jump to that.
I think Emmylou will go back to her quarters, untie Creme, and just be like, so a bit of a mood killer. I don't know what to do.
Well, I mean, I always feel that when I'm stuck in a situation, I just listen to what my gut tells me, And he kind of shrugs. It hasn't led me too astray.
I don't know. I don't know if my gut can help me in this situation. I'm really scared for my friend.
He kind of has this far off look in his eyes and nods gently and says, I don't know exactly what's going on, but the feeling definitely rings true. And, family is the people that we choose to have in our lives. And if you really feel strongly that you can help them in some way, I mean, you're obligated to do it. And if there's any clasp your hand with between his really tightly, and he says, if there's anything I can do, I'll do it.
Emmylou's gonna give him a kiss. I think you're right. And I gotta go. I'll be back. And Emmylou is gonna go and find Liliana.
So it's probably, fairly early in the morning, and you know that she is up in her office at the top of the tower where all of the ravens come in with messages, and you see that she is wrapping up a scroll that she has just blown dry and attaching it to a raven, and she says, "Ah, Emmylou,
Can I talk to you alone?
yes, why don't we go take a walk on the battlements?" And she stands up and she leads you out a door that leads you into these wide battlements, and you see these vista of snow-capped mountains that overlooks all of Thetis. And after a walk through one tower into a more sort of secluded part, and she turns to you and she says, "What troubles you?"
So, you travelled with the warden for a while, and I know that you're quite knowledgeable about a lot of things.
I try to be, certainly.
Have you ever heard of an archdemon named Ismail?
She takes a minute and she kind of rolls. You see her kind of roll through some memories, or almost like codexes in her mind. She goes, yes, one of the 12 old gods, as I understand it, of the time before the Maker.
Yeah. So, funny that when we were in Waiko, Sahar had a bit of a, I don't know, sickness they were unconscious for a while.
Ah, yes,
And
you detailed in your report, of course.
yeah, at the time I thought it might have been, some sort of aspect of delirium or the illness that was going around. But last night, Athven woke me up, and we ended up going down to the catacombs where there is what Athven called an alluvion. It's now been activated. It's a mirror, or a kind of a mirror, but kind of a door at the same time. We went through it, and it was a very creepy place. Solus was there as well.
Was he?
Yeah, he was. He had apparently a
Interesting.
dream, and so did Saharr, and it took them down there, and Saharr opened this thing. I don't know how. But Saharr said that in Wycombe, they had a dream, and they met this Imshale, and this Imshale is now riding along with Saharr.
She's possessed, or they are possessed.
Yeah. I don't know if... I know there are some people who can be fine, spirits, and that's what Solus said too, that some people can just be okay as long as the spirit's directive isn't betrayed or anyway, but they said that this was a spirit of choice. They had been given a bad rap. But I know some people can do it. I met Enders back in Kirkwall before, Bush. And he seemed quite nice, and he was really wonderful and with the people down there, helping them, those in need. So I know some people are okay, but I also know that maybe there's a window of okayness, and then they're not. Anyway, I came to you for help. I want my friend to be okay.
I see. Well, this is rather complicated. Enders, I know, of course, who you speak of, and I want to believe, like our elven apostate, that we can be okay just residing with spirits, but I have never seen that to be the case. I have seen too many die at the hands of demons, and I am... And she kind of takes a moment, and you can see that she's struggling to find the perfect phrasing. Shall we say conflicted? But I think we should consult with our inquisitor as to what should be done about this matter.
That's what I was thinking, because they've got, rifty stuff, fade things. So I thought maybe if anybody could, I don't know, put them back where they belong. And I don't want any harm to come to Saharr. They're a really good person, and I know they only meant the best.
She says, of course, they have been, you all have been a group who has given results. They seem perfectly nice. I would not wish any ill upon them either. But we must do what is right for our organization, and if they pose a risk, we must see that it is tended to.
Okay. If you can get some time with the Inquisitor, can I maybe ask Saharr to meet with them?
Yes, I think we can arrange this.
Okay. Just let me know what time works for you, and I'll get Saharr there.
Very well. Meet me back in an hour, and I shall let you know.
Okay.
And she begins to walk very thoughtfully, hands pressed behind her back as she makes haste back towards her table of parchment and paperwork and whispers.
Emmylou's gonna go find a quiet corner and kind of tuck up with her arms around her knees and have a nice, quiet panic attack.
Yeah. And you definitely breathe through all of these feelings that you have to process and, go through the motions. Bahan, how are you feeling about this after?
Bahan is having a lot of inner conflictions about things. And because Bahan doesn't really do emotional anything, Bahan is just gonna sleep. Bahan's gonna go back and just take off their armor and like do a big sigh and just immediately flop onto the bed and pass out.
I'll say that Rivka would have come back at some point because Athven would have sent her back by the time he gets there.
Yeah, pretty much as Bahan, as you flop down onto the bed and just knock out, Rivka is scooping up Audrey to bring back to Athven and Sahar's room.
Yeah, good. I don't want to squish your child. That would be unfortunate. Rivka can read my emotions probably, so she probably is aware of
Yeah,
them.
she's probably the only one.
It's hard. It's a very difficult language to learn. What is going on in Bahan's head?
It's definitely taken a few years.
Even I, the player, don't know. Also, Sage, I just want to say, with the light like hitting you and the black background, you look so ethereal right now.
Isn't it beautiful?
Like a Lord of the Rings elf.
Yes.
Oh, life goals. Achievement unlocked.
Done it. You done did it.
Thank you. Yeah, and so Athven, you see Rivka is cradling Audrey in her arms and goes to lay her back down in her crib, and she pats you on your shoulder and she says, is everything okay? Should I be worried?
As worried as you have ever been, I guess.
Okay. Well, I don't have too many chores to do today, and so let me know if you need me to watch Audrey again.
I appreciate it.
And her hand kind of lingers there for a second. She looks, she has that motherly concern in her eyes before kind of curling her hand back to her chest and walking back to back to Bahan, and she sits down next to you, Bahan, on the bed as you're like out cold snoring, and you feel just a gentle hand rubbing on your back, kind of very soothingly.
Bahan like wakes up and is like, "Oh, hello. I hope Audrey wasn't any trouble."
Oh yeah, she's an easy kid. She, just slept. So
Did you get to sleep at all?
she kind of rubs her eyes. She's like, yeah, I definitely got some sleep in. I think I'm gonna start making some breakfast though, and folding this laundry, and she kind of like.
Do you want help doing any of that? I can help.
No, you sleep. You've been up all night dealing with God knows what. I mean, she shrugs like it's fine.
Mirror world.
Okay.
Bahan nods and passes back out. No, Bahan nods, gives her a kiss on the palm, and then passes back out.
Yeah, and she like gives it a little pat again, and you can hear her start kind of moving cups and stuff around the kitchen area as you fall back asleep.
Well,
Sahar and Athven.
yeah. When Rivka drops off Audrey, Athven's gonna like sit on the bed. Did Sahar go straight to bed?
Probably. Maybe they're cradling a bushel of dill. They're not really asleep though. It's just kind of like that moment where you lay in bed because you're tired, but sleep doesn't come easily.
Yeah. Athven's gonna pretty much be in the same situation, but he'll turn over and he'll say, Sahar.
Yeah. What's up?
I gotta know why.
They'll roll over, and I kind of imagine that there's a lot of distance
Yeah.
in our room. Like, this place is nice. And we have like our beds set up on opposite side of the walls or the room, so like I can see that we're facing each other, but beyond like just like a little bit of the whites of your eye, especially in the darkness, I can't quite discern much beyond that. I did what I thought was right. I did what I thought could protect people. I was brought in to protect, to do my duty. Everything I've done my whole life has been to serve others, and I'm okay with that. I would give anything to keep everybody safe if that was possible.
Sahar, that's the problem. You are such a good person. You have done everything that you can for everyone else, and I trust you and everyone. You did this for other people, and I'm just so worried that this is something that you can't protect yourself from. This is a force that is, magic. I don't, but it's bigger. I feel like you're in a worse position than the Inquisitor is.
An archdemon is both terrifying and wonderful. The powers that I have unlocked, I have no more mana reserve. I feel like I can do anything for anyone, and I can't believe that this is worse than I was before. You know?
Yeah, I guess.
This has to be the right thing. I'm gonna help the Inquisitor, and we're gonna seal the rift, and everything is gonna be all right. There's always a couple of hiccups. Maybe Emmylou gets separated, and she draws a couple of dicks on the wall, and Bahan steals something and doesn't give anything back in return. But if that's the worst that happens, I'm just happy that we can still be together and come out of this stronger and better.
If no one will change your mind. Least of all me. I know that. It's in the past. You're right. We'll just go forward. Just
Thank
don't.
you.
Will you do me a favor?
Yes, Athven, anything.
Just don't choose things like this without, running it past someone else.
I mean, you have to know that's what got me in this situation, and that's what's led me my whole life. You're asking me to change me. It's like asking me to stop watering my parsley. It's so thirsty all the time. I can't stop watering it.
All right. I'll see you in an hour.
Okay, Athven, thank you.
And so you all can get some rest, however uncomfortable and fitful it might be. But eventually, Emmylou, an hour passes by, and I assume you head to meet with Liliana again. And so you see her as you enter into the rookery, that she is just hands pressed, leaning over the table, her head dropped, and you see that she looks little stressed out and a little conflicted. She hears you enter in, and she goes, "Ah, yes. So I relayed what you have told me to the Inquisitor, and I think it is best that you speak with them, and to be able to hear sort of their ideas about what could happen. I will leave it to their expertise on the matters of the arcane."
Okay. Should we get Blackwall as well because he's a warden?
Yes, I definitely think so, and I will. We do have a few Templars in camp that I will privately tell, to be at hand in case matters do become complicated.
Okay. Should I go get Sahar now, or should I listen to the Inquisitor first?
I would say bring the Inquisitor to Sahar so that the lot of you might all discuss this together.
Okay. I can do that. Thanks for your help, Liliana.
Of course. And she sort of bows her head and begins reading otherwise droll reports compared to what you have brought her. And so you can head over to the Inquisitor's room, and you see that they are seated at a desk, reading a slew of reports. And as you kind of tromp up the last few stairs up to their sort of loft in the tower, they say, "Ah, Emmylou, yes,
Yes. Hello.
good,
Nice
good."
to see you again.
Liliana has relayed to me some troubling news. We are to see Sahar now. Or do you know where they are?
I think they're in their room. Yeah. I was thinking maybe you could help because Sahar thinks that they can maybe use. I mean, they've got a lot of power now, so they were thinking that they might be able to help you seal the rift in the sky, which would be good, but also scary. But I figured, with your mark, you might be able to help them in a way that won't hurt Sahar.
Yes, I do confess that I do not know all of the powers that are contained within this, but I am quite interested in possession and cleansing those who have been touched by darkspawn or by demons, and so Saharr being a mage too, I think we can figure something out.
Good. That's what I was hoping.
Quite, and he will follow your lead back to Sahar's room, I presume. And so, Athven and Saharr, I managed you two just kind of lying in bed, like after getting some rest, just like lying in bed, face up to the ceiling, just like.
So
Yeah, that's exactly
Notre
how I
Dame
imagine it.
meme of the blonde dude like staring up.
Exactly, and you hear a rapping upon your chamber door.
Athven.
It's Emmylou.
Yeah, no, just open it.
Come on in.
Okay.
We don't lock doors here in the Inquisition.
Well, even if he did look at, rogue. So I've brought someone with me, just as a heads up in case anybody's, indecent.
No, Athven just has his shirt off for bed, and he's fucking ripped and hot as hell. He's so attractive.
And then it turned into a Wattpad fan fiction.
Of just everyone. Yeah.
Now they're all piling into the room. We're not here for a meeting. We're here for something else.
Tabletop RPGs are about wish fulfillment and fantasy. I can pretend to be a hot dad.
Then,
I love
the
it.
Inquisitor
I love
walked into
it.
the room, and Athven had his shirt off, and he was ripped and shredded. And the Inquisitor looked, and he felt his face grow hot, and Athven turned around
And said, "Today is a good day to do what must be done by me."
and somehow he's in the boobs and butt pose.
Yeah. And he says, "Dragon age, full age consequences."
To dragon to age.
I love it. Took longer than normal for us this episode, but the track, Kira's eyes.
Oh, God, but I love it. That's why I'm here.
I really hope Dragon Age 4 is just called Dragon Age 4 to Dragon to Age.
Dragon
add
Age
up to
4 will.
4.
Yeah, it makes 4.
Yeah. Also, I'm very happy to announce that the entire game is in fact about Athven. Yeah. He's actually the main character.
Oh yeah.
And he's shirtless the entire time.
There it is.
BioWare.
And it's
We are
available.
available.
Rihanna's like, I didn't get a
Hire us.
romance this game. I'm gonna do it by hook or by crook.
BioWare, hire us. We will write your game for you.
Write your game.
Be warned, it will be about shirtless Athven and a lot more lesbians. But
Yeah.
Is that
In
so
fact-
wrong?
yeah,
And
is that gonna be
that's-
bad? I think that we're
End
gonna
up
appeal
how
to
the and that will basically end up how this game is you have Athven and all of the lesbians, and he still doesn't get a romance. He's there. He'll be the Varric of the game.
He's there to look
Athven is
good.
unromanceable.
He wants it so bad, but like every time you go to click the romance option, the game just like goes boom, boom, like the sound when you're trying to like click on an option that it won't let you.
Yeah. That
I'm
or
co-
it's that thing where it says, "Oh yes, I'm totally in for that," but like you click that option and it's like, "I'm sorry, I've got to go." Like,
if I'm
Scout
completely
High
if I'm completely honest, it would be like Bull, where you're constantly trying to romance and you get nowhere and you don't think it's actually going anywhere, but it's because I have a kid. Sorry, I'd love to, but I have a kid. I have to
Busy.
go. I'm sorry.
responsibilities.
Yep.
I've never
Anyway,
been able to
I
romance
brought the Inquisitor, and I
anyway.
might be in the process of murdering B's character.
Yep, let's
bring it back.
do that.
Whoops.
And so Emmylou says, to make, if you need to make yourselves decent.
Yeah.
And you see that the Inquisitor Elendar, who is this Dalish elf with rich dark skin and a half-shaved head and a toss of very well-kept dreads, and you see that their Valislin is this very intricate knotwork tree that is in this pure white that crowns over their brow and their nose down over to their cheeks. And you see that he kind of like peers in a little bit, like, and gives a little wave. It's like, whenever you're ready.
Not naked. We're not
Like,
naked.
They're all decent. Athven's just, lounging.
Can we help you?
Yeah.
Welcome to our room. I've recently cut some chives. Could I
Oh, lovely.
interest you in some?
Yes. I have a poultice of turmeric root. If you like having heard about Sahar, new to bring a
Please.
gift.
Please, I would love that.
Yes, I've just cut it. It's if you're feeling got those aching bones and joints, and I find it's very helpful after a long fight.
Oh, absolutely. I think the chives are just for potatoes, really.
Potatoes are the Elvenins' greatest gift. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a
Stick 'em in
stew.
the stew.
Yeah.
And so he goes to sit down next to. I imagine Athven is looking like Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park, like exposed abs, like.
Yeah. Every day of his life.
Slightly oiled,
glistening.
Uh-huh.
Riana, can you say that's chaos? That's chaos theory.
That's chaos. Nature finds a way.
Drops a drop of water on Sahar's hand.
We'll flow down the line.
And then when they leave, he'll be there, just talking to his health.
You need more more.
You're right.
Hands.
Hands. You know that man plays like Dungeons and Dragons?
That doesn't surprise
Dungeons
me.
and Dragons.
All right, how do we get Jeff Goldblum to guest star in the Venture Maidens?
Honestly, just ask.
Probably.
Send out a couple emails,
Yeah,
Like
next
Marvel.
time we're at a party together, when COVID goes, I'll
Hit me
just
up.
ask him. Yeah, I'll just ask him.
The
Just
Jeff
turn to him and
Goldblum
be like,
party is that
yeah.
we all go to.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So next to Jeff Goldblum plays Athven, Elendar, the Inquisitor, sits on the bed, on the edge of the bed next to you, and he starts to speak. So, Saharr, it has been brought to my attention about your, for lack of a better term, possession. And
we're sharing the body. Just let it be known that it's a consensual agreement between two parties.
And he holds up his hands like, like, oh, no. And he says, of course, I mean, yes, I understand. But I just wanted to hear from you personally about this, as I wanted to make sure that, for the safety of everyone here, that these things can go wrong.
That's true for everything, Elendar. Like, there are always things to fear, there are always consequences, but I am ready to take the risks that come with this.
One risk being that I must ensure that is that as soon as that you are perceived to be hostile or dangerous to anyone here, that I will personally see that it is dealt with. And I will not mince my words. This does mean that I will most likely have to kill you.
You do understand that I have offered nothing but my services and my assistance, Elendar. And it's worth noting that this might be the first time that Saharr has used their name and not address them as the Inquisitor.
And he says, of course. But as you said, you are accepting risks. And one of the risks is that you might, and he kind of chokes on his words a little bit. One of the risks is that you might meet your end. And I do not wish for that by any stretch of the imagination. I will certainly not call for it until I see that it is necessary to be called for. But there are many thirsty Templars here who look on apostates, such as ourselves, with disdain and ire.
Then let it not be known that I share my body. This should just be between us. This information is dangerous. You must know this. I know this.
I will keep it between us. I promise you this.
And please, let me lend my powers to you. Let me do what I can to help you save everyone, protect everyone. This is what, what's that lovely old lady that trained me?
Flemeth.
This is what I believe that Flemeth has trained me for my whole life. This is my purpose. Please, let me be of use.
And he staples his fingers in deep consternation and says, I want you to know that you are not a tool. I admire your willingness and your desire to be useful. But what I want you to understand is that I want for your well-being, and he looks kind of at a lust for words as his kind of emotions swirl over his face. And he says, but I will take all of the help I can get. He finishes with a laugh.
Thank you. Do we have a plan? Should we meet? How does this work? I'm but a mere rook, and they'll look over to Athven. Our participation is great, but also not. I don't know the order of operations.
And Eleanor looks so at a risk for sounding ignorant of what is happening with my own Inquisition. What brought all this on, might I ask?
Brought on what, specifically?
I mean, this is a sort of a sudden matter. And I don't know.
I mean, we've been living together. I mean, it's not like a thing. We're just friends, but you want help. I got a kid. I appreciate you keeping your voice down this whole time, but no, we're not. I mean, we're not together, if that's what you're worried about.
Oh, no. He holds up his hand, shaking, no. He's like, oh, that those matters are not of concern to me, as long as they do not get in the way of your work. And he kind of smiles, knowing. He says, and he turns to Emmylou. Thank you for bringing this matter to the attention of Liliana and there to myself. I want all of you, as he kind of turns to address the room, that I want nothing but the best for all of you, and I want you all to be safe and to feel safe, and just keep me apprised. And he kind of begins to turn to make his leave.
Yes, we can do that. Emmylou, was that what you thought was going to happen? I'm not too sure what your expectations were there. Did you set him upon me? Or was it for assistance?
It was to help
Ah,
in any way.
he was awfully aggressive.
I mean, Sahar, you gotta understand. I love you. You're my friends. I don't want any harm to come to you. But my loyalty is to the Inquisition. It's to our purpose, to helping everybody who stays here, to sealing the rift, to making sure that horrible, terrible Corypheus does not harm any people or get the future that it wants. And I don't know what's going on with you, really. I hope that it's a good thing. I hope that nothing bad happens to you and that it truly is a spirit of choice and it's all good. But I also know that I couldn't not tell the leaders of the Inquisition about it as well. We've got so many people here that have had their homes destroyed or have moved willingly to come and serve our purpose. We've got kids, old people, people with nothing left.
I have everything under control. I'm better than I have ever felt before. And I am going to use this power, this strength for goodness.
And I believe that you, Sahar, absolutely believe that. And I know that you are a good person and that that's anything and everything that you'd only ever want to do. But I don't know if I can trust an old god who's been around since before the dawn of time, before the Maker. I don't know about that.
Understood. Just know that I trust them.
Okay.
So what would you all like to do now?
Oof.
I'm sleeping, so.
Yeah.
Still a snoozing.
At some point when we get together, I will relay everything that happened to Bahan. Yeah, it's important.
And yeah, so after a bit, after this discussion, you can knock on Bahan's door and sort of relay everything that happened.
And anyway, yeah. Still super weird and not great, I would say, but it's I guess it's the best outcome we can hope for.
Huh. I don't quite know how to feel about any of this.
Oh, you and me both, buddy. You and me both. But well, we'll burn that bridge when we get to it. So just don't worry about it too much. I'm gonna go get breakfast and I guess wait to hear new orders.
I would like to go check on Sahar when they get back.
Emmylou's gonna go eat breakfast. And Rather than being normal, cheerful, bubbly Emmyloos, you're going to have kind of a 1,000-yard stare and just kind of methodically eat that oatmeal.
Definitely. And yeah, there's the usual just inane buzz of morning activity throughout Skyhold, and everything just feels kind of gray. It's overcast outside now. A chill has started to run through the castle as this winter air picks up little snow flurries. And Bahan, you said you wanted to talk to Sahar?
I do, yeah. I'm gonna walk over to the room that Athven and Sahar share, and I'm gonna knock on the door.
Enter. It's open. We don't lock doors here.
I've been told it's polite to knock.
Oh yeah, I'm just trimming my chives and rosemary.
I heard what happened with Emmylou and the Inquisitor, and I wanted to make sure you were okay.
I mean, they told me that they would have to kill me if things got out of hand, but things aren't going to get out of hand. Look at me, Bahan. I'm stronger. I feel better. I have been able to heal more people this past week than I felt like I could heal my whole life. I have never been more. I can just accomplish so much. I'm doing well. Thank you.
I won't pretend that I understand anything about magic, but I understand you. We've been friends for longer than we've been in the Inquisition, that's for certain. And I wanted to come over here and tell you that I heard about what they said, that they would have to kill you if things got out of hand, and I want you to know I will defend you. I am on your side. I don't care. I care about the Inquisition, but I care more about you.
Thank you. That means a lot to me. I understand when duty has to come first, but I I think we formed bonds here, so knowing that some of my friends would do their duty over. What I mean is thank you, Bahan.
I I think you're aware I'm not very good at affection, but I extend my hand to you.
Are you kidding? I always know when you're laughing on the inside. And they'll take your hand in both of their hands.
They clasp your hand as well, and just like a hand clasp, because Bahan is just not good at being affectionate.
As a non-hugger IRL, that's what I do to folks that I really respect and appreciate. I will two-hand
Aw.
clasp their hand.
That's
I love that. That's cute. That's all. I just wanted to let you know that, so that you know that at least I understand where Emmylou is coming from with her concern, but I'm not worried. I mean, I'm worried about you because I don't understand how any of this works, but I'm not worried about you in the sense that they are.
I want to seal the rift with the Inquisitor, and I think I have the power. But it would really ease me if you were there behind me watching my back.
I'm happy to.
Thank you, friend.
Okay, that's too emotional for me.
Pull her hand back.
Bahan pulls their hand back and is just nods, and then walks out of the room, and at the door turns back and is like, "Do you want to get
breakfast?
Oh, yes, please. I heard they're making some really good potato pancakes with some chives.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to go down, or do you want me to bring you some food up?
Oh, I'll join you. I would love to mingle.
And go play some more Kunari pranks on Varric.
Yes.
Beautiful. And so you all have breakfast. Eat some effectively latkes with some freshly cut chives that Sahar has supplied. The dip of applesauce or sour cream with some oatmeal on the side. And yeah, there's just oh man, just kind of the buzz of all of this, of all these emotions to process and everything that has happened, kind of always at the back of your mind. And you see that despite everything, despite all the turmoil that you might feel, that life continues. People continue with their daily chores, with playing with their kids, with building up putting up scaffolding to build new towers to accompany 500 new elves that you all have brought here.
Hell yeah.
And as the day continues on, the skies darken, but not just with the usual darkness of night, but with a foreboding. And the sky begins to turn the sickly green that gets mixed in with these storm clouds that begin to garner. And you hear a crackle of lightning and feel deep in the pit of yourself this buzz of electricity. And you hear the shambling of footsteps climbing the mountain that Skyhold is perched on. You hear the flapping of wings on a bitter wind. And you hear suddenly a booming echo of a voice that fills the vast canyons that surround you. You shall not escape me this time. And rising on the coalesced darkness, you see Corypheus, who you had seen grab the Inquisitor and swarm an army of demons and Templars. And you see that their hand is burning with the same sort of green that the Inquisitor's lights has, as they hold aloft this strange orb that cackles with this foreboding electricity. And you hear and see as these red Templars and demons begin to scatter and climb over the walls of Skyhold, descending like a sea of ants.
Shit.
It's not going to end as it did last time. We have something different. We have me.
As an aside, boy howdy, Sahar. Just wow.
The confidence.
Yeah. I mean, they got a point. If I had this happen to me, I'd be ready to throw my shit around.
Right,
I
though?
mean,
Consider
I'm
what they've
here
been
for it.
through.
I'm personally here for it. I am all for this confident Sahar. Let's freaking go.
Hell to the yes.
This is what happens when you get an archdemon inside of you.
Oh boy.
Sounds like a pickup line.
Yeah.
It really, I wasn't gonna say it, but yes, absolutely.
You got
So-
a little archdemon in you? No? You want some?
Get this blight.
Yikes.
Love it.
Oh god, there's so many taint lines in there, but we're just gonna ignore them. Jack, come up.
Let's have a contest. Best taint related pickup line wins clout.
Oh, brilliant. And so
you can
Saint
tweet
taint
those all
so.
at me specifically so no one else has to deal with it at Child of Ginevra.
say it taint so. Oh.
I wake up to like 30 tweets about taints. I'm just gonna laugh so hard.
What a great way to start a Saturday, though.
Taint me up.
Taint me up before you go.
Taint me up. Taint me.
Taint me up inside.
Oh God.
Taint me.
I mean, keep it up. I'm looking at moves to do, so.
Bid my blood to run, forged with dark spawn. Okay.
All right, so first, Sahar is going to do Glyph of Warding to trace an arcane glyph on the ground where they stand with their wand. Allies within 3 yards of the glyph gain +2 bonus to willpower tests and their defense against ranged attacks so long as they remain in the area. I mean, let's see if that works. I have a target number of 15. Oh gosh. I am level 4. That is 15 on the nose.
Oh, very nice. Yes. You are successful.
Okay. So what do I have near me actually? Do I have somebody's coming to our defenses?
Yeah, so definitely you're all kind of standing in this large mess hall, and you see there are just about 3 rows of long tables that have been connected, and you see that people begin to run to defenses, grab arms and armaments, and start to organize themselves. And so it's like immediately around you, you see that there are, racks of dishes. There are lots of long tables. There are people rushing, and there are definitely your friends nearby.
Okay. With the rest of my, hold on.
And you know that, like, just out through a door, you'll get out into the large entry hall and throne room, which will leads right out into the main courtyard where all of this is starting to take place.
Okay, perfect. So then those who are inside here will have some level of protection, but I think Saharr will take off to properly visualize the chaos that is in front of them.
Oh, yes. And so, yeah, you can dart through a couple of doors and behold this sea of monsters and this large being that is hovering in the air, bearing this artifact. And you see that all of the soldiers begin to take up their positions on the battlements, and you hear a call to arms and the ringing of panicked bells for people to take their stations or to bear shelter. How do the rest of you react?
I mean, should we roll for initiative?
Yeah.
I'll say you all can have like this time before we get into proper initiative where you all can have a moment.
I want to position myself as close to Saharr as possible, as like a kind of guard, and I'm also going to kind of like shoot a look at Emmylou and Athven, and it's like, I don't know, like I think they can't read. Obviously, nobody can read Bahan that well except for like Saharr and Rivka because they've known them the longest. But like, I think you guys can pretty well read in it like, I'm fucking protecting Saharr and I'm not letting any of this shit get them.
Okay. I've personally, Morgan has been playing so much Horizon Zero Dawn lately. I'm like, have to put myself in a mindset of a Dragon Age character and not be like, well, first off, I'm going to put 18 blast traps all around because that's how I roll. And then I'm going to find some nice tall grass to hide in. But of that same thought, Emmylou's going to find cover. Going to find nice little sniper shot so that she can get a good aiming at all of these nasty boys that are coming over.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness, so much. Tweeter of Vecna has given so many tier 1 subs. The chat's going wild.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thank you, Tweeter of Vecna.
Yeah. Sorry, chat was going crazy. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do is just find a good defensive position to do sniping from.
Cool.
I want an honest opinion here. Is there time to toss a baby like back into a room?
Oh,
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
we are? Okay.
Yeah,
the
you
beginning of
definitely.
that sentence led to some confusion.
I was very concerned you were about to say, "Is there time to toss a baby at the bad guy?" And I was like, "Please,
Catch!
let's
This
not."
goes against
Oh, no,
everything
no.
we've established, but hey, it's the finale.
Yeah.
Go big
well,
or go home.
Who even knows?
well, that's the thing. Cause go big or go home. I kind of feel like I gotta strap Audrey to my chest and fucking go into battle.
Yes. Oh my god.
Baby
Yes.
Bjorn, go.
Fucking baby Bjorn, that child.
All right. Yeah, you know what? It's the finale. He's gonna plop her onto his back and he's going to stride up to like in between Bahan and Sahar and just like fucking bang a sword and a shield together and let's fucking go.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go pee real quick before this. Oh my god!
Oh gosh. Well, this is our moment then to create some like narrative flair. What do we got, Bahan?
I have a real quick question that's unrelated to this because I don't know anything about Twitch. What is a tier 1 sub?
I didn't want to ask. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no worries. So they're subscribing, so they have access to emotes, and when they kind of gift one to you, you now have access to all of the emotes for the Venture Maidens. So if you click your little
Oh.
smiley face, you get a super cute coconut. Gosh, what do you got? You got a coconut, pineapple. I think those like a drink of dice,
Oh, okay, that's
Oh.
awesome.
right?
Oh yeah, that was all for the block party, wasn't it?
Was it? I mean, they're wonderful. Coconuts is our weird start phrase. Okay.
Now I feel a lot less confused. I saw that and I was like, I don't know what any of this means, but I'm digging it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Um,
thank you.
Not to
Very
mention when
kind.
some folks, like the wonderful tweeter of Vecna, donates like a bunch of subs to people, it unlocks like a pride emote too. So I got like a
Oh.
pride dragon, and they're so cute.
Hey,
That's
I
so
love that.
cute.
I got a little bee.
Please emote the bee.
I will also every time I see a bee, I just think about Drew.
Pineapple
Every
is our
single time.
stop. Oh my god phrase. Oh, okay.
It's a long story.
I will have to ask. Like, I need the proper story one day.
Okay, let's go ahead and roll some initiative as you all
Yeah.
stand ready on this stairway that begins at the mouth of this proper fortress that leads down into the courtyard.
Damn.
Ugh.
I got an 8.
Yeah, I got a 7.
Oh, I haven't rolled my dice.
I add dexterity to initiative, right?
I believe.
Dexterity? Oh wait.
Yeah, and roll your 3d6 and add your dexterity.
Oh,
20.
Holy
I got-
moly!
Double 6s and a 4 on my dragon dice.
Nice.
Nice.
nice. I got a 10 then, which is slightly better.
Hold on, I gotta add my dexterity, which I know is
Does Audrey get a turn? Just
14.
Okay.
Also, Audrey is strapped to your chest like a little baby
Well,
bird.
That's
Audrey's on my back to protect my weak spot.
So for sake of complexity, and since you all occupy the same space, Audrey can act on your turn, Athven.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, that's really good. This is like when Sage wouldn't let me consider, what was it, ballistas a ranged weapon to get proficiency.
Okay.
You know, I just think no, it's good.
Well, there are ballistas here, so maybe you can do that.
Exciting.
Very good, very good. Emmylou, you are kicking us off poised with shots to start sniping some peeps. You see that there is this flock of soldiers who are running to greet these individuals who are kicking them back from the walls as they climb up, forming piles of themselves to allow others to ascend over the walls.
I'm gonna attack them. The baddies. I'm going to really wish I could just redo that roll. Well, actually, it was really close. 15. 19. Oh, jeez, it's a million. It's absolutely a million.
Good enough for me.
24 to hit.
Yeah, so I can definitely say you can definitely snipe a handful of these dark spawn that are rising over the battlements that allow you to save some soldiers.
Okay. So, no, it's terrible damage. It's 2 plus 4, 6 total damage.
Like, shoot them in the toe.
So you definitely slow them down, but you don't take them out.
Mm-hmm. And then I should have pulled it up earlier, the list of things that I can do. I guess I'll prepare just in case I get attacked so that I think my defense gets higher. Right?
Yes,
There's
that
something
sounds
like
right.
I'm going to pull up the list so that I'm not looking like a fool later. All right. I think that's my turn.
Brilliant. Bahan.
Yes, I'm gonna. Is there anything that's nearby that is coming towards Sahar? Because my main goal is to protect them while they cast.
So you see that definitely within the next round, that if the soldiers don't stop all of these forces, that you all might be swarmed.
I mean, says you.
Yeah, I mean, I want to stay. I promised Sahar that I would stay by them during this fight, so I'm going to do that. And can I like ready in action? Is that a thing we?
Sure, yeah, definitely, yeah. If anyone comes within range, you can smack him.
If anyone comes within range, I'm gonna do some big sword bashes with blade. That's words.
Heck yes. And then Athven.
No one's come to us yet, right?
Not directly yet. No, you all are watching this scene kind of unfold.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I have a ranged weapon. I could throw my little bow at it for a second, but where? I'm trying to find my minor actions. Okay, I will. You know what? I'll aim. Also, I'll get a plus bonus on my attack roll for the next one. And then for my major action, I will... Can I defend and aim?
Defend is also minor action?
Well, defend's a major action.
Okay, yeah, you can do both.
Okay. So I'll have a +2 bonus for my defense the next turn, and then aiming I'll have a plus bonus attack on the next turn.
Yeah, so you won't get to get a shot off now, but you are definitely poised and ready, and very aware. You see that the soldiers are doing their best to keep off these dark spawn. You see that they are like these swimming hordes of masses with dark, reaching claws, and with these red Templars, you see with these large red crystals growing out of their very bodies, with these sort of crazed look in their eyes of being under, just ready to fulfill a single purpose. And you see that some of them manage to make it past these lines of defense, and you see running up the steps at you all are a horde of red Templars. So Athven, as this horde approaches you, or sorry, not Athven, Bahan, as this horde approaches you, you can definitely take a moment to start swinging at some, since you've readied yourself.
Yes. Let's do this motherfucking bullshit. I'm sorry. The later it gets, the more I feel like cursing.
I'm 100% pro cursing all the
Okay.
time.
Sometimes I forget if things are like child friendly channels or whatever, and then I'm also like, it's 11 o'clock at night. Whose kid is watching this? But then
Seriously, send that child to bed.
Yes, if your child is watching this, put them to bed. It is too late for them to be awake.
Yeah, it's bed o'clock.
I guess unless you're on the West Coast, in which case it's like just getting to bedtime for
No,
children.
it's been bed o'clock. They should be sleeping.
It's only 9.
I got doubles.
Ooh, very nice. Get to generate some stunt points.
So I got, hold on. $20.
Yes, you will definitely hit these people.
And my doubles were both 6s.
What was the number on your dragon die?
6.
Oh wow. So yeah, you can do lots of extra damage, shove people back. Let me flip. Oh my gosh. Oh, I flipped right to the page. I love it when that happens. So yeah, you can hit, you can make another attack against another combatant, you can do some extra damage. Since this is, for the most part, pretty narrative, what does it look like as Bahan is just fucking ready to take some blokes out?
I'm gonna do another combatant, because I'm assuming there's more than one person rushing towards us.
Yeah, there's about like a group of 5 that have made it past.
So Bahan like swings their sword like this away.
Mm-hmm.
I do not know how to sword, so that might not be efficient, but I assume it is efficient because swords are sharp. So
And it's fantasy.
Yeah, exactly. Who cares if it's realistic? Whatever. And just slashes like right across. Should I roll my damage first or my my second attack?
Just go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay. 6.
Nice. Yeah, and then roll that second attack.
Oh no! 2 of my dice fell off of the table.
Oh.
Womp womp. Dice! Tricky bastards.
It's true. Oh, I got pretty. I don't know what type of rock it is. I already forgot.
14.
Yeah, that'll do.
And that one is 4 damage.
Nice. And so you definitely swing your sword at this horde that is approaching you, and you manage to keep them back.
The second one's like a kind of a motion.
Yeah, and the underhand on the other
I'm
way.
very good at visually envisioning what fighting with swords looks like.
The sword fights, it's just a lot of you like swishing your arms around.
Yeah, Bahan is super good at it. Casey's like, this is swords is like this, right? I don't
We'll figure it out.
One day I'll go learn how to sword fight. I know people who teach it. I should probably.
And then you see, that they begin all sort of clawing at you all, and Bahan being sort of the bulwark and blocking their way. They come after you with a 12 to hit.
Me?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Does your 12 hit your defense?
It does not.
Haha, you managed to keep them back as they're trying to reach over you and grab and push through you, but you managed to stay steadfast against their scrabbling arms.
Ha ha! You cannot defeat me. I have the power of friendship on my side.
Power of friendship. And you see behind you, running out of the throne room to stand behind you all, you see Alendar. And he raises his sword aloft and shoots this bolt of lightning right towards Corypheus. And though it hits him, it doesn't see. I mean, he doesn't seem too nonplussed about it. And then Sahar.
I would like to use Fireball.
Hell yeah.
It is a strong fucking move. Let me scroll back up to the Fs. So it has a high target number of 17, which is kind of hard to hit. Normally would require a lot of mana. You can throw a mote of fire to a point anywhere within 50 yards, where it erupts in a ball of flame with a 4-yard radius. Anyone caught in this blast takes 36 magic damage and must be knocked prone. Those who make a successful dexterity acrobatics test versus my spell power may remain standing. So this is a +5 if memory serves. Yes. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. It's a hit. This is too close. So I need 3d6 plus my magic damage.
All right. Are you throwing it at the hordes or at Corypheus, or where are you throwing this?
Okay, so refresh my memory. What do they look like? Corypheus. What is this imposing beast that stands before us?
You see that is this kind of vaguely humanoid, was clearly once a person, but has become twisted and corrupted. You see that they're really just, while very tall, probably an imposing 7 feet tall. They're just a smattering of flesh over bones, and they have this large red lyrium crystals growing out of them, and they are bearing, when these twisted dark claws hover, as this arcane relic that cackles with this green electricity through it, and it has this booming voice and like sort of impending like aura.
Well, fuck him.
Right.
In particular, if he has anybody near him, I mean, they will also take some radius damage. So let us do the math. 3d6 plus my magic damage, which is a 5. Let me quad check. Yes. Not great. 6, 7, 12 damage.
And you see he does not even flinch, does not bother to move as you
This
throw
flame
this,
engulfs him and he just stands still?
just floats there in the air, observing all of the chaos that begins to devour Skyhold.
Hate him.
He's
Yeah.
the worst. And then you see, after Saharr hurls this flame at this one who has been called the Elder One, Corypheus, You see that the orb begins to grow brighter as the magic around it swirls into this miasma, and the mountain beneath you begins to crack and separate from the ground. And the fortress upon which you all stand begins to separate from the rest of the mountain, causing you to hover.
Really good time to have brought a whole bunch of people here.
Hey, come to the Inquisition! It's totally cool! Oh, God! And he snatches the stairway that you all stand on, with the Inquisitor behind you holding staff aloft, and cracks it. And you see within his hand, grabs it, and draws it near him as you all begin to ascend hundreds of feet up into the air above the reigning battle of chaos, above the swarming soldiers and swimming dark spawn. And you all stand now together on about 10 feet of stairs with a small platform behind you, and he draws himself and stands at the base of the stairs and says, "You all will bow to the power of a new god." And that brings us back up to Emmylou.
Yeah, no thanks. Appreciate the offer, but no. Fucker. So Emmylou's gonna take a shot at him. And I rolled really well. 10, 13. Plus 4, 17. Plus, Jesus. 21 to hit.
That does it.
And don't mess me up this time, please. Not even quite better. 5. 9 points of damage for that one.
Cool.
And then I think I have to use my minor action to reload, actually.
Yep.
So that is Emmylou's 10.
Bahan.
I'm gonna look at Saharr, and I'm gonna look at this thing, and look at Saharr, and make the decision that the best way to defend Saharr from this thing is to attack it full on, head first. And I'm gonna say, "No thanks, I didn't want my old gods." And then I'm gonna rush at it.
Yeah.
Never even
Nice.
wanted the old ones. Why would I take a new one? No thanks. Alright, buddy. Give me something good, bruh. Oh,
Something good.
Big money.
17. And I got doubles.
Okay, so what's your number on your dragon die?
6.
Nice.
I got double 6s again.
Wow, way to go.
Yeah. It's nice.
Those
So
are blessed dice.
you can do an extra 2d6 for 5 stun points. You can try and set up one of your allies. You can try and pierce his armor. You can try and knock him prone.
I'm gonna do the extra 2d6. I feel like that's my big thing is I want to do real damage to him. So so that means I get to do 3d6 damage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ooh. I got 14 damage to this man.
Very nice.
What do you do?
I just like Naruto run forward with my sword pointing straight out and just stab him in the stomach.
There's really not much stomach to stab. You like plunge your sword through it. It's just like desiccated, squelching flesh stretched over bones.
Yuck.
I feel like instead of squelching, it's really just like a puff of dust.
That- I did a lip lick for that, and I don't know why, but I like gave myself static electric shock doing that.
Weird.
It's a
Athven.
lipstick.
All right, we will also run in, maybe not Naruto running, but I'm going to take that. Oh, let me see if I can hit. Oh, I never got we got our special weapon. What is do I get extra damage with the dragon knife? The coal knife?
So yeah, when you use your short sword, your dragon bone short swords, the set of them, you get a +2 to damage and to hit rolls. And if you generate stunt points, you generate an extra one.
Wow, okay. I got 2 of them or I got 1?
You have 2 of them. They're a set of short swords.
Oh, nice. All right, we're going.
From a legendary elven warrior who slayed a dragon.
Nice. It's my dad.
Dad, I love
That's
you,
my
Dad.
dad. Okay. 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then I add my constitution?
To hit is gonna be your strength.
Oh. 17.
That will hit.
All right, awesome. I will try to hit with both my short swords. So, oh no, it's just one. Yeah, just one. Just one. Okay. That's a 4. And you said +2?
For your short swords, yeah, it's 1d6 +2 and then you add your strength on top of that.
Okay. And that's for both swords?
You just get to hit with one. If you use your minor action to activate, you can get a +1 to defense or a +1 to hit.
Okay. So I also have my plus. How much was it? Let me see.
So it'll be 1d6 plus a total of 4 plus your strength for damage.
Okay.
With your special swords.
So 4, 8, 7. 8, 9. Oh, sorry, I am just like math is escaping me today.
Yeah.
6, 9, 9 plus 5, 14.
14. There you go. Sweet. All right, and then you see that from this orb that is levitating within his claw, you see that it lashes out with this wave of purple corruptive magic. And I need each of you to make a dexterity test.
I got a double. Doesn't matter here.
16 for Emmylou.
Oh my god, I keep getting double 6s.
Treasure those dice forever.
Got
So 18.
Nice.
Athven got 16.
I got 14.
Saharr, you take the brunt of this magical force, and you will take 16
What?
damage.
Oh my gosh.
The rest of you succeeded on your save, so you'll only take 8.
No. Goodness.
Dang.
Okay.
You're making me math though. This is not my best.
I know.
And
Me
then-
too.
And then it.
I'm just gonna use my calculator.
Hell yeah. And then you see that also Lindar takes the full brunt of this damage as they were not expecting this to like lash out at them. And you see after he picks himself up and rights himself and he points his staff at Corypheus, and you see that this bright white light emits from his staff, and you see that it just absolutely blinds Corypheus. And sears him with a sort of radiant energy. And then it is Sahar's turn.
There's a move called Inferno. Maybe not though. I think if we're focusing on one thing, like these are all really good moves for like AoE. There's also Lingering Mark, but that costs 20. Oh. Target number 19. Lingering Mark is the upgraded version of Spirit Mark spell. I can mark an enemy within 40 yards so that spirits will assault them, doing ongoing damage. Until the end of the encounter, they can take 2d6 plus my willpower, penetrating damage per turn. I'm going to try. See. Nope. I don't think there's 8. No, 13 doesn't meet my target number. So Saharr casts their wand and the spell goes wild, entirely missing whatever they were aiming for.
And so as you try to summon this spell, you feel you didn't quite grok it. Maybe it's the tension of the situation, the imposing of this being, the sort of panic of the moment, and your spell misfires, and you feel the inner voice, the power within you. You feel Imshale start to rise and reach and extend its grasp through sort of your consciousness, trying to almost fight for control of your body. As you encounter this magical mishap, you feel yourself become taken over by this dark primal force.
Oof.
And you hear him whisper, "Let me try."
Please help us.
And Sahar's form begins to shift and darken as their limbs extend into claws, as they grow into this massive form of this reptilian looking body, in black wings sprout from their body, and this great draconic maw greets you all as you see that they have shifted to this dark, blighted dragon that takes flight, hovering next to you all in the air. And you see that this cloud of green magic burns over the form of Corypheus, searing his flesh, dissolving his very being, as you see that Elendar immediately shoots out magic to try and help finish off this elder being. And as Corypheus extends a long clawed hand towards another black black blighted dragon flying in the air, you see that what was once Sahar, this draconic form, fights another as they battle in mid-air, slashing and tearing and clawing at each other until what was once Sahar fells this other being. And you see that the darkspawn that are buzzing and hovering and attacking below are now seem sort of confused and dazed, but keep mashing. And the mountain, or the piece of stairway that you all are on, begins to crash and plummet to the earth below you. And there is just darkness as you all get knocked out from the force. And some amount of time later, you awake with a ringing in your ears, dazed, confused, your vision blurry. And you see that people are crying out for help, for medical aid, for assistance, and you sit up, dust yourselves off, and you see that flying off into the distance is the form of a black dragon. And you see the withered body of Corypheus on the ground, though the orb remains missing, and the carcass of another black dragon.
Okay.
Who's the second black dragon? What is that?
There is Corypheus dragon.
Oh, right.
And
Then-
Corypheus had a dragon too.
I got so confused for a second. I was like, I thought that Corypheus turned into the dragon.
No.
I misunderstood what was happening, and I was like, wait, why is there, if Corypheus's body is there, why is there also a dragon? I'm so confused.
Yeah,
Okay.
he had a dragon too.
He stored his life force into like a weird phylactery.
What? Well, Saharr is a dragon now.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at with the whole you can't trust an archdemon sort of thing. Just checking. Audrey wasn't squished when we all fell, right?
Oh
No.
no, absolutely not.
Athven, instinctively, try
Gotcha.
and
Okay.
make the roll to protect her.
Be a uncomfortable squash.
She is definitely bruised and scratched, but is okay.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Can anybody see the Inquisitor?
Yeah. You see that he's picked himself off and is doing his best to try and like heal people, and it has just kind of this like shell shocked like business now, focus on what I can do look.
Oh boy.
Okay, so anyway,
Yeah, that happened.
do you think Sahar's still in there?
I don't understand how any of this magic stuff works, but I assume that they're still in there. They're very strong-willed. I can't imagine that it was unwanted or that they aren't capable of reversing it. But also, again, I don't understand magic.
My concern is that it's a blighted archdemon. So that's a blight.
Yes.
Athven's gonna take out like a notebook in between, like holding like probably a pretty upset Audrey, and he's gonna
Oh,
start.
she's screaming, crying.
Yeah, he's gonna start writing down in the notebook.
What do we have to go after
Oh.
Sahar?
I'm making a list on everything we'll need when we do.
I think we should find Flemeth.
We can't kill them.
No.
No, I think that Sahar said that Flemeth had plans for them. Flemeth was their mentor. I think we need to find Flemeth
Okay.
to help.
Yeah.
So you all start to gather yourselves and make plans about next steps and take stock of everyone and everything that is left. We'll jump forward 6 months in time. Everyone has had time to heal and to gather information. None of you have specifically heard what has happened to Saharr, there have been rumors of sightings of a black dragon here and there. But you always have to check if it's just a regular black dragon or an archdemon. Saharr, with this power fully unleashed and at your mercy, you have been able to garner forces unimaginable. A whole legion lies at your command. What is Sahar's plan?
What kind of good can be done upon these lands if I possess a legion, and I assume this is a legion that is of monsters and malice because I have the powers of an archdemon. It's not like I control daisies and butterflies. They would be doing what they deem pure, what they deem true. They would have set themselves upon a quest to eliminate all they see as evil, to protect their friends that they've almost already forgotten about, but they still remember the feeling of friends. They still remember what it's like to protect people, that feeling of goodness when you know that somebody is going to come home after a rough fight. They have fought for goodness and for protection, but how that actually manifests outside of their own understanding is an entirely different story.
And so, after Corypheus was felled, you used your powers and closed the rift. And wherever you fly and travel and find remaining rifts, you manage to use your powers to twist the fade to heal itself. Of all the sporadic cults of the Venatori that still seek to corrupt mankind, you easily dispatch to bring a piece of light into this world. To the rest of you, 6 months later, the world seems to have become overwhelmed with Darkspawn, and rumors fly back and forth about the start of the sixth blight. And that's where we're gonna end the campaign.
I want to cry so badly.
There is absolutely no way in hell that that Bahan is going to be able to fight Dragon Sahar ever.
Right? This kills me.
This is rough, yeah.
Wow!
Good.
Best friend.
What a roller coaster, everyone. Thank you to my wonderful, amazing players for coming on this 13 episode journey. If you all are here for the first time, welcome. Wow, what a place to come in. Sorry the ending got spoiled for you, but you can always go back to our YouTube page and watch the other 12 episodes and take all this in order, because wow, I am so proud of you all and for the story that we have told here. And yeah, I've been your storyteller, Sage.
I have been B Zelda. You can find me on Twitter as @B_Zelda.
I have been Casey. You can find me on Twitter @Child of Ginevra, on the Lucky Die podcast as Zaltana, on the Popular Kids podcast as Stevie Davis, and on the Remember X Not a Test podcast as Maddie Ramus.
I've been Morgan, playing Emmylou. You can find me on Twitter @ThistleRaven. You can also find me on the Taking Initiative podcast, also on Twitter @TI_pod. I am also the person behind that handle. And you can find me soon, starting up very shortly, I believe, the 24th. B, correct me if I'm wrong here. You can find both me and B on the Gamers Table Twitch stream for Conan. And got a couple projects coming in with the works, so follow me on Twitter and you can find out about them. Maybe some stuff with Riana.
Yeah. And that's me. I'm Riana, and I've been Athven. We didn't do that. You can find me on Twitter at DIY Ferret. I just got asked to be part of Old Magic Gaming, which is really exciting. And there's projects with Morgan and tons of other fun stuff that's happening. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us. And I hope you enjoyed this story as much as we've had fun playing it.
Yes, I definitely look forward to playing with you all again. You all are so fantastic. And thank you so much to everyone who have come on this journey with us. If you're just starting, welcome, and we will catch you all soon. And have a good evening.